Hello, welcome to my channel MS is Great. In this video, you will learn how to use string function chunk in Power Automate. You are watching the hash MS is Great learning series for Power Automate. Let's start. As you can see this in the chunk function is one of the function which can be used in collection as well as in string. It takes two parameters. First parameter can be a collection or a string, and the second parameter would be the integer value, which is the one which chunks the data into equal length. If you see in the first sample, I'm using the input. This is the sample. This is the string which is the input for the function, and I'm trying to split it into equal length of 5. And the output, if you can see here, it gives you an array as an output, and individual element in an array has 5 characters of the string, and the last one would be the remaining of the string characters. Second example, if you can see, I'm passing the empty value of the string, and I'm just passing the value, some value which is 3, and the output, it gives you the empty array. So just the empty array which you can get from the empty string. And the third example would be more of like JSON. So I'm passing the JSON string. I'm converting into a string and then sending it sending a JSON input of 3 model, basically the 3 model JSON input, and it returns you with an array of splitted string of equal length, which is 5. So in this scenario, I'm just sending in a array of 5 characters. And if you want to see what is there inside the array, let me drill down deep into that last sample. This is the output which is being given in the last array. So basically what happens is that if you count the first array element, you could see there is the double quotes has been given by slash and double quotes. So you cannot completely count literally the slash quotes into a single character. So if you count that 1, 2, count this as a single character, 2 and 3, 4. So similarly for all the other. And if you can see here, even the comma becomes one of the character within the JSON, because why we are chunking the JSON out, so it gives you every character, and all the double quotes can be converted into slash double quote. That's the main difference. I want to show it when you chunk the JSON string. And when this function would be used primarily, if you want to process a very large string and chunk it into an array to process it one by one, you can use this function chunk. And the other possibility would be like if you are running in a for loop and then trying to send out very large string to a network transfer or transfer it to somewhere, HTTP request, transferring it by chunk, then it is very helpful. So these two scenarios are the main scenarios where you would use this chunk function. Let's get into the real Power Automate to see how it is done. Okay, so this is the Power Automate. You can see the chunk has been used here. This is the input parameter which I am passing into the chunk function. This is the whole JSON, like the previous concat function. This is the whole JSON function, and these are two different characters which I am using in. So basically this is posted into the teams with the formatted text table format, HTML format, and we are focusing only on the chunk function. The first sample, you can see I'm just getting the message one, which is this is sample message, and I'm just chunking it 5 characters. And the second one is about the empty string from the message input 3, and trying to chunk it by 3, but eventually it is an empty, so it will return empty. And the last sample which I shown you, I'm ripping out, trying to chunk JSON object or the JSON string from just the Nissan, whatever the models which is in the Nissan. Basically just the car JSON, and then you're trying to get and chunk it into 5. Let's see side by side the team's output and the input. You can see the side by side view of the input as well as the output. This is the output you can see, which I have shown you before. And let's see what is the function. So for this function, the first message one, this is the sample one, this is the input, and you would see the output here. And let's see the second example, which is the empty string. For this is the output, input and the output. And for the third formula, there is a JSON, and this is the output for this. Hope this is really helpful to you. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel.